name's Eli Reed. I'm with Magnum Photos and work with Olympus Visionary Program and teach at the University of Texas. And also a member of the Photographers Collective, Kamange. When I got into art school, I didn't have much time to make pictures because I was working a full-time job and going to school full-time. And but last year, I was able to take photography as I elected at school, and I got more and more into it. I mean, the first picture I can remember making a picture of something that was interesting, that made me think a lot. At that point, was a picture of a hot dog vendor on the streets of Newark, New Jersey, and he was smoking a cigarette, just gazing out, and he was thinking about something. I don't know what. But I made a photograph of that, and it stuck with me. It's just like I looked at the picture over and over again. What was he thinking? And that's one of the great things about photography. It can invite you into a place where you go beyond what's just on the surface of the photograph.
When you make a decision to make a photograph, I'm sort of going to break down your process a little bit.
I guess the first thing is trying to clarify what you're seeing, and to make sense of it. Where when you look at the picture, you're looking at the picture, not getting disrupted by things coming at the wrong angles or that take you away from looking at what's in the photograph, what's really in the photograph. So, first thing is learning to look for light. It's always about that. It's always about light, and seeing how the light falls, how the light moves, and where your subject is in relationship to that. So that's a good start. It's not even necessarily with composition. It's first the light. The light will lead you to composition.
I remember you were telling me about this photograph a lot and the relationship between these two folks.
The mother, who's a poetess, and she's very good. I actually shot a little bit of video also because she read one of her poems. But I wanted to get her son's very talented young artist himself in photography. I looked at his pictures and very thoughtful, and so that dynamic there got my interest, and I know I needed the picture. I took some photographs of her by herself that I liked, but the one I kept on thinking about was I must take a photograph of her and her son together. That was the prime directive, you know. And the simplicity and the intensity of her gaze and of her son's gaze, it's very similar, even though they're different planes, but they're sort of on the same plane. And as a mother, I was really said the light's got to be on her face. It's got to be in her face and then lead into the sun, the offspring. All those little elements are going through your head as you're taking a photograph. And it's like funny because you look at a picture of somebody and you say, okay, that person really sort of, they're a lot like their mother or they're a lot like their father. And here, what I saw was not the physical appearance. It was like the mental aspect. And that's why I was really happy when I got in the picture. And the lighting I don't think it was like a flash. I think it was, to me, it's a success when you don't know if it's flash or not. Flash is only your assistant. It's not to be it's not used to overwhelm what's going on here. And I liked what was going on with the light. I mean, it's like you start here through her face and it leads to here. But if they're both equal, then it's almost like too much. You're not getting that part that's like how she's very important to the formation of what her son is going to be. And it's like it's almost not even a technical thing. It's a thing that I think that's sort of an obvious thing. If you're going to say something, then say it clearly. Say it clearly, and I think that works very well that way. You make a decision about where the light is and where it should be, and it's not even a necessarily conscious thing. It feels right. It feels right that the light should be there. He should be where he's at, and then also the light in the background, because I needed that separation. Because if that's just dark, it almost becomes an ominous picture, like it's two dangerous people coming out of the dark. So you have to watch your backgrounds. And I was locked and loaded in this one. I knew that they had to be silhouetted. The edges of his face had to be silhouetted there. It couldn't be just a darkness. You didn't want to just have the light. It's all that elements of what's come together And at the same time, you know, I'm not really thinking about consciously about all that. I mean, someplace in there it keeps on coming up. The closer you get to the picture you want to take, the more it intrudes into your consciousness. Then you have to say, wait, calm down, I know that, don't get in my way. You don't want to get in your own way. You want to try to relax and go with the flow, see where the flow is leading you. It's funny how that works when if you think about too much, you miss the picture. You're intellectualizing while the picture's going on. So the picture has got on the train, left town, and you're still there trying to figure out things when you should be working, going forward.